Good evening and welcome back to the news. The Waldorf Astoria Resort on Île Plate will soon be welcoming its first guests. This follows its official opening yesterday, whereby President Wavel Ramkalawan and First Lady Mrs. Linda Ramkalawan were amongst the guests of honor at the ribbon-cutting ceremony at one of the iconic villas. Waldorf Astoria, Seychelles, Plate Island houses 50 seafront villas with personal concierge services, including 1 to 3 bedroom villas, as well as a master 5-bedroom villa with expensive gardens. To symbolically commemorate the occasion, the head of state also had the honor to plant a coco de mer tree, which embodies the long-standing successful partnership between Seychelles and Hilton. Seychelles has registered its highest ever score in the Corruption Perception Index, an annual exercise carried out by Transparency International. It's the global civil society organization leading the fight against corruption.
For 2023, Seychelles scored 71 points out of 100 and ranks at 20 out of 180 countries. Seychelles remains the top scorer in the sub-Saharan Africa region. The country shares the same position as United Kingdom, France, and Austria. The 2023 results were released earlier today following the assessment of 180 countries from all corners of the globe. The index ranks 180 countries and territories by the perceived levels of public sector corruption on a scale of 0, highly corrupt, to 100, very clean. For his part, Transparency Initiative Seychelles acknowledges Seychelles' current score and rank, recognizing the nation's efforts to enhance legislative frameworks for good governance and transparency in recent years. However, it says there is room for improvement, such as Seychelles should review and update legislations which may not be in line or may not be consistent with the Constitution.
In a few days, members of the public will be able to use a new digital payment system, which they can do it on the move on their smartphones and in a lot more flexible ways. The launching of this payment system called IBU by the company payment service provider Nebula FinTech was held this morning at the Savoy Hotel at Beauvallon. It's a project which involved Cable and Wireless, Nouveau Bank, ABC Bank of Mauritius, and the Trade and Development Bank of the SADC region. When addressing the stakeholders involved in the project, Vice President Ahmed Afif, who holds the portfolio of information communications technology, said the development of this app follows what the government wants to promote in the country, which is pushing the digital agenda. He says this will bridge a lot of physical barriers and it will take Seychelles into the next era of modern, swift communications, payments, and seamless ways of doing things which would make the country more efficient.
I think what makes this app slightly different from what we have seen in the past is that this one interacts or will interact as soon as it is active with a lot more service providers. It will connect you directly with a lot of banks. It will connect you with your traders, and it will connect you on the move. And I think that is quite an achievement. And for a small country like Seychelles, and I suspect with the fast way that telecoms has evolved, the speed of communications, we're now ready for such apps.
The Business Studies Academy, Seychelles, and Guy Morel Institute have signed 3 different MOUs. These are to strengthen the collaboration between the three entities, with students from SBSA benefiting from job placement and experience at Seychelles, and further studies at the Guy Morel Institute. Seychelles will benefit with its staff having opportunities to refresher courses at the institute, and it will benefit through mutual, and the institute will benefit through mutual support. The Seychelles Conservative and Climate Change Adaptation Trust Fund, SECAT, has launched the Seychelles Oceans Resolve Program. The 7-year program aims to protect and restore coral reefs whilst also expanding Seychelles' blue investment opportunities. The program is being financed by Global Fund for Coral Reefs through a $3 million grant. The Minister for Agriculture, Climate Change and Environment, Flavien Joubert, who launched the program this morning, described it as a necessity to help restore the country's coral reef from coral bleaching and other factors that lead to its degradation.
Although the Seychelles harbors an extensive 1,690 kilometers square of coral reef environment, this habitat is under significant stress, with most of the shallow reef sites in the inner granitic islands composing principally of dead corals and depopulate reef fish populations. Our coral reefs have survived two major bleaching events in 1998 and in 2016, and it's expected that such bleaching events will become more frequent, which would allow less time for recovery. In fact, currently another bleaching event has been predicted for this ongoing El Nino period. Furthermore, with the high levels of development along the coast and increasing impacts from unsustainable fishing practices, coral reefs have become one of the most threatened critical ecosystems that we currently have.
The Seychelles Fire and Rescue Services Agency, SFRSA, is continuing its investigation into the fire at the General Auto Parts building at Providence. The fire started late Friday evening and continued until around 3 a.m. Saturday morning. SFRSA are unsure of what exactly caused the fire to start. However, they suspect that the damage caused to the building after the CCCL explosion may have affected the electrical wiring in the building. The fire came just 2 weeks after the owner of the building repaired the damage caused by the explosion on the 7th of December. For the safety of the tenants and clients, the building will remain closed until necessary inspections can be done to ensure that the building is safe. We've come to the end of this news summary. Thank you for watching. I will be back with more news in Creole at 8 p.m., so stay with us.